Okay, dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about something that many people don't usually focus on and talk about, but I think at this point in the game, this is something that everyone should be paying attention, and that is to your Codex Buffs. But before we get into that, big shout out to my friend and fellow Vice Captain Atriel. He actually was the one who gave me the tips to make this video, and for him personally, Codex Buffs really helped him a lot, allowing him to jump in arena from 4.3,000 to 4.8,000. Okay, and from what I've heard, he does not rely on revival or immortal accessories to get to where he is. So Codex Buffs comprise of 4 aspects, and I will talk about each part individually later on in detail. As you can see, I'll be using the Daybreak Mercenaries as an example. It comprises of the hero's proficiency level, the hero's potentials, and the hero's skill levels. So we'll first start with the most basic, and that is the hero's levels. As you know, you can always transcend your hero beyond level 30 to be able to increase the maximum level cap of your hero, and currently our heroes are all capped at level 50. And the way you can do this is by going to the Soulstone dungeon daily, doing your Soulstone dungeons as much as you can, exchanging the soul shards for their respective hero soulstones. And when you have collected enough soulstones, you can transcend the hero and increase their level cap by 2 per transcendence, and you can use EXP potions to level them up very quickly, or you could put them in your field expedition and let them level up that way, or you can also do the AFK farming method whereby you just lock the game on auto battle and it will level up the heroes for you overnight. Every 10 levels will give you 1 additional buff, so currently you can obtain a maximum of 5 buffs with regards to hero leveling because our maximum level is level 50. So going back to the Daybreak Mercenaries as an example, all of them are level 50 right now, and you can see that my hero level buff is actually maxed out in this case. One thing you will note is that there are different buffs that come from different heroes. So for Len, she is a universal typing, so they tend to give HP buffs. For Kate, he is a tank, so he will tend to give defense buffs, and for range and DPS heroes, they will tend to give attack buffs. Okay, so this is how you can try to strategize in order to obtain certain buffs that you feel will be helpful for you, but ultimately you want to get them all, of course, built out. Okay, so moving on, with hero levels come skill levels. For skill levels, you can easily enhance them from the skill tab. Every 5 levels will allow you to upgrade your skill once, each particular skill once, and collectively, technically, that is 5 skill levels every 5 levels. But for the Codex Buffs, every 11 levels will give you 1 additional buff. And currently, since our heroes are all maxed at level 50, the maximum possible skill level in total they can get is 55 per hero. Because the passive, the ultimate, and the skills, they all capped at level 11 at the moment. Okay, so currently your maximum per hero is 55. So when you max this out, you will also get 5 levels of buffs from each hero. And of course, skill levels are pretty easy to upgrade. You only need to use gold, nothing more than that. So always have a good amount of gold on hand, especially when you are trying to increase skill levels of your heroes. The next thing will be the hero potentials. So this is something that many people may not be doing. So as you can see here, my heroes in the Daybreak Mercenaries, I have already upgraded their potential by 3 each. Okay, for the attack, defense, and HP. And the reason for that is because every 9 levels of hero potentials, you will get 1 additional buff. So in this case, 333 will give you 1 additional point in attack, defense, or HP, whichever it is. Okay, so you may be thinking, why am I wasting these elixirs on these heroes when they are not even used? Well, really, simply for the Codex buff. But obviously you can save a stash of these elixirs for future heroes, no problem in that. But if you find yourself, not knowing how to progress anymore in the game, and you have reached a point whereby you don't really need these elixirs for your main team and you want to start increasing the CP of your account, this is one way to go about it. So the main idea is to do the tier 8 elixir refinery dungeon. For the tier 8, you will get a good amount of greater elixirs as well as your rare elixirs. So obviously for your rare elixirs, they should be used for your main team, those that you are still building. But for the greater elixirs, since they are no longer needed for your main heroes, assuming you have already built up whatever you need, you can actually downgrade them to get the elixirs, and these grey elixirs, the common elixirs, can then be used to upgrade the potentials of these non-used heroes by 3 each. And with that, of course, as you can see from my Daybreak Mercenaries Codex faction, I've already expanded their potentials by 37 altogether, and for Cheng Chen I actually exceeded a little, so that explains the very weird number here. But as you can see, I did gain some additional buffs from this action, and all these little things really do add up eventually. So imagine doing it for the whole codex, okay, for all your heroes. It is all these little things that count and set you apart from someone else in the same tier, okay? So for demonstration purposes, I'll be working on the Problem Solver guild, as you can see here. My HP buff is only 166, my Shay actually has more potentials invested, while my Casper and my Scott, they do not have anything at all. So I will be increasing their potentials in this video just to show you guys the buffs and increase that you can get from doing this. These are my current hero codex buffs. So with the elixirs that I just gotten, basically it's just, you know, clicking 3 times on each potential. Very easy, but you do gain things out of this. Okay, you also get hero combat power increase, which means your CP will also increase as a result. And over here I clearly was blind. I didn't I didn't realize my Scott had something already. So yeah, you can see here, Mercenary Team Combat Power Increase. This is because you actually pushed your Codex buff, okay? It's because you actually fulfilled something for the entire Codex, and I got more HP out of this. As you can see here, increase in about 14 points in HP, yeah. So here you go, 14 points just like that. It may sound very little, but again, you need to look at it from a broader perspective. This is something built up from collective effort and over time as well. So this is one thing you can do. Now of course, whether you want to go on, okay, to do another 3 levels of potentials, that will be something you can think about after you have done for all your heroes, because that will start to involve greater elixirs as well. But once you get through the common elixirs part, I think it will be less of an issue. And the last component of the Codex buff is the hero proficiency. So before we do a before and after demo, this is a chart that I compiled from a Japanese site, and it tells you exactly how much hero proficiency you will get if you use that hero in that particular content. So as you can see, the scenario Celestial Tower as well as the board, the hero memory board, does not give your heroes any sort of hero proficiency. Okay, so you can use any hero there without too much concern. But for the growth dungeon, it does give you hero proficiency, and at tier 10, okay, it does give you 20 points of hero proficiency. So how do you get hero proficiency when you use these heroes? Is when you put them in the new team, okay, and you actually auto clear the dungeon with them. Of course, you can try to clear the actual dungeon with them manually, that also works, but auto clear is also fine. So if you are just looking for an easy way out to get hero proficiency, this is one possible way, but there is a better method later on. This is one method for your growth dungeons. Field Expedition also gives hero proficiency, and it's an increment of 5 for each difficulty. Okay, so you can try to use heroes that you don't really use elsewhere in Field Expedition, but of course this comes with a catch, because Field Expedition is not exactly the easiest content out there. It requires farming, so you need to make sure that your heroes used there are of a good level and have good gear. Otherwise, you know, putting them there and letting them die isn't going to help you at all, and you end up not having anything done, and no hero proficiency will be gained over time. Okay, for Arena, only victories will give you hero proficiency, and only the normal arena will give you hero proficiency. So the defeats will not give you anything. And for the 4-person raid, they actually don't give you that much hero proficiency, sadly. So tier 10 only gives each hero 6 hero proficiency. Okay, so it is really not a lot. But we come to 8-man raid, and that is currently Celios. Celios gives a huge ton of hero proficiency, okay? And if you have done tier 15, you will get 40 hero proficiency per clear. If you have done up to tier 10, you'll get 30 hero proficiency per clear. So what is recommended is for you to do your raids and dungeons manually, your 4-man raids and your growth dungeons manually, leaving the 10 auto clears each day that you have to the Celios raid. In this case, assuming you are at tier 15, 10 auto clears will give each hero 400 hero proficiency points. So as you can see here in my Celios team, I actually have normal Luki, common Luki, common Melissa, greater Miss Velvet, common Cheng Chen, and common Kate. So these are the common heroes, are actually heroes that I haven't built hero proficiency for, as you can see here. So for Luki, he is currently at 0 levels, 50 over 500. For Melissa, she's also at 50 over 500. For my Kate, he's at 250 over 500, and for my Cheng Chen, 330 over 500. So the main focus will be on this particular group of heroes because they are the ones that I've already been focusing on for the hero levels and hero potentials. Okay, so I'm going to do 10 auto clears right now, and as you can see, during this process, my Kate and Cheng Chen are definitely going to hit 500 within about 6 clears. Okay, and when that happens, the notice that your mercenary box CP has increased will flash up. So that's when you know that one of your heroes has increased level of hero proficiency. That is when you go to your inbox, you collect the soul stone, and then you change him out for another hero that has no hero proficiency yet. Okay, in this case, I don't have any more heroes that do not have 0 level hero proficiency. So I will start by actually putting my level 1s, okay, the heroes with level 1 hero proficiency back into Celios and continue the auto clear process with them there. So if you think about it, if you are doing tier 15, it takes about 13 auto clears to max out the level 1 hero proficiency from 0. So what is the point of all this? So if you go to the codex again, you realize that in this case, my proficiency level has increased from 1 to 20. And in fact, proficiency buffs are a little higher than the average, because if you look at Len, she does give 21 points of HP per level compared to the skill level 1, the potentials, and the level itself, right? Even for Luki, it gives 4 points of attack just from doing this 13 auto clears. So this is one of the easiest ways you can get additional stats for your heroes, and imagine doing this for your entire box. You're gonna get a total of about 4 points of attack for all your DPS and range heroes. I think that amounts for quite a substantial amount of attack boost. Okay, so as you can see here, my Codex buff has increased after everything I've done in this video. And all these will help you in PvP, in your PvE content, helping you do more damage, take more damage, and overall also increase your account CP, allowing you to get more rewards in a shorter period of time. So this is what Codex buffs are about. Of course, one other thing that really helps in terms of Codex buffs is getting new heroes. But that is not something that is going to be very commonly available for many players, especially free-to-play players. So yes, getting new heroes is definitely going to help you, and those who can get more heroes on their hands, you know, overall the Codex buffs should be higher than those that do not have certain heroes. And on this note, I hope that my explanation of how to increase your account CP and Codex buffs helped, and if it did, to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to my channel members Tom, Gonzalo, Jeremy, Yamaki, Bilal, Fahas, and Reggie for their support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much, and see you!